It started that night.
I've hosted a paranormal podcast for 4 years. After Dark Radio, we stream live every Friday night from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We take calls from listeners. They tell us their ghost stories, their UFO sightings, their cryptid encounters, whatever weird stuff they've experienced. Most of it is entertainment. People exaggerating, making things up, wanting attention. I know that. I've always known that. I'm not a true believer. I'm a storyteller. I like the drama, the performance, the community we've built around sharing spooky tales. But Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, I got a call that changed everything. A call that I can't explain, that I can't rationalize, that I can't forget. And I have the audio, every word, recorded, archived, backed up in 3 different places because I'm terrified of losing it. Because if I lose it, I'll have no proof. And I need proof. I need to know I didn't imagine it. My name is Josh Rivera. I'm 31 years old. I live in Austin, Texas. I run After Dark Radio from my home studio. And I need to tell you about the caller who identified themselves only as the witness. Because I think they were telling the truth. And I think that truth is absolutely terrifying. Halloween is always our biggest show of the year. We promote it for weeks. We get hundreds of callers trying to get through. Everyone wants to share their Halloween story, their haunted house experience, their encounter with something unexplainable. This year, I decided to do something different. I put out a challenge on social media. Call in if you've experienced something tonight. Halloween night 2025. Real-time paranormal experiences only. I thought it would be fun. Create urgency. Get people calling in from parties, from haunted houses, from wherever. The show started at 11 p.m. My co-host Natalie was with me. She handles the call screening, picks the best stories, queues them up. She's been with me since the beginning. For the first hour, we got the usual stuff. Someone saw a shadow figure at a party. Someone's Ouija board spelled out a message. A guy claimed his dead grandmother appeared in his bathroom mirror. Standard fare. Entertaining, but nothing groundbreaking. Around midnight, Natalie messaged me through our internal chat. Got a weird one on line 4. Guy sounds off, but his story might be good. Want to take it? I said yes. Weird is what we do. I answered the call. Put it on air. Live. Streaming to about 15,000 listeners. You're on with After Dark Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from? Silence. Static. Hello? Can you hear me? Then a voice. Male. Mid-range. Calm. Too calm. I can hear you. My name is... You can call me the witness. And I'm calling from everywhere. Everywhere? That's cryptic. Can you be more specific? No, because I'm not in one place. I'm in all places. That's what happens when you see what I've seen. When you witness what I've witnessed, you become untethered. You exist in all moments simultaneously. I glanced at Natalie through the studio window. She shrugged, rolled her eyes. Another crazy one. Okay, witness. What did you see? What happened tonight that made you call? Tonight? Nothing. Tonight is happening everywhere. All around me. I can see it all. Every Halloween. Every October 31st. Throughout history. Simultaneously. Because tonight, the veil is thin, and I've been pulled through it. Trapped in the in-between. Okay, I thought. This guy is either high or committed to a bit, but the listeners would eat it up. So you're saying you're experiencing all Halloweens at once? Not experiencing, witnessing. There's a difference. I'm an observer. I can see them all, but I can't interact. Can't change anything. I can only watch and report. That's why I'm calling. To tell you what I'm seeing. All right. Tell us. What are you seeing right now? There was a pause. Long enough that I thought he'd hung up. Then, I'm seeing a woman in Phoenix. Answering her door. To something that looks like a child but isn't. It's wearing her dead daughter's face. And she's letting it in because she doesn't know. She can't see through the illusion. But I can. My blood ran cold. We'd had a caller earlier. A woman from Phoenix. Who said something rang her doorbell. Someone who looked wrong. who her child could see but she couldn't quite process. How did this guy know about that? I'm seeing a college student in Boston. At a party. A girl in white. She's not a guest. She's a ghost. And she's marking everyone who sees her, leaving ribbons in their rooms. They don't understand yet, but they will. Another earlier caller. From Boston, who talked about a strange woman at a Halloween party, who left something in his room. I'm seeing a nurse in Seattle. In an emergency department, patients coming in, one by one, all saying the same thing. The door is open. They're not patients. They're vessels, doorways. Things are coming through them. We had a caller from Seattle, a nurse, who described exactly that. How do you know about our callers? I interrupted. Have you been listening to the show? I haven't been listening. I'm watching it happen. Right now, all of it, simultaneously. Your callers aren't making up stories. They're experiencing real events. Events that happen every Halloween, every year, in every city. When the veil thins, when the dead walk, when things cross over. Natalie messaged me. Josh, this is freaking me out. How does he know about the other calls? I didn't have an answer. Witness, I said. Why are you calling me? Why are you telling me this? Because you asked. You put out a challenge. You asked for real-time experiences. And I'm giving you one. I'm telling you what's happening. Right now. Everywhere. While you sit in your studio thinking it's all entertainment. Thinking it's all made up. I never said, you don't have to say it. I can see you. I can see your thoughts. Your skepticism. Your dismissiveness. You think this is fun? A game. But it's not. It's real. All of it. And tonight, Halloween 2025, the veil is thinner than it's been in decades. Things are crossing over that haven't crossed over in generations. And you're broadcasting it. Documenting it. Without even realizing what you're doing. What am I doing? You're creating a record. An archive of every Halloween horror that happens tonight. In real time. From real people. In real places. You're witnessing it. And by witnessing it, you're making it real. You're giving it power. I felt sick. What do you mean, giving it power? The more people who hear these stories, the more people who believe them, the stronger they become. The entities, the ghosts, the things that cross over. They feed on belief, on fear, on acknowledgement, and you're giving them an audience. Thousands of people, listening, believing, feeding them. That's not how it works. Stories don't make things real, don't they? How many of your listeners are alone right now? In dark rooms, listening to these stories? Feeling afraid? Checking over their shoulders? Jumping at every sound? That fear is real. That energy is real. And it's feeding them. The things that walk tonight, you're helping them, strengthening them, by broadcasting their existence. If that's true, then why are you calling? Why are you adding to it? Because someone needs to warn you. Someone needs to tell you what you're really doing. Before it's too late. Before you open a door you can't close. What door? The door between your world and mine. Between the living and the dead. Between the real and the witnessed. You're standing on the threshold right now, Josh Rivera, and you don't even know it. He said my name. My full name. I hadn't said it on air tonight. Just Josh. How do you know my name? I told you. I can see everything. I can see you in your home studio in Austin. 2847 Riverside Drive, apartment 4B. I can see Natalie in the next room. She's scared. She wants you to hang up, but you won't. Because you need to know. You need to understand. He knew my address. My exact address. I'm hanging up, I said. This isn't... Don't hang up, not yet. I need to tell you one more thing. Against my better judgment, I waited. Look at your listener count. I glanced at my screen. The number of active listeners. It had been 15,000 when the show started. Now it showed 152,847. That was impossible. We'd never had more than 20,000 listeners. Ever. Do you see it? The witness asked. Yes. Those aren't all living people, Josh. Most of them are, but not all. Some of them are listening from the other side, from the in-between, where I am. They're tuning in, hearing their stories, the stories your callers are telling, recognizing themselves, remembering, and by remembering, they're becoming stronger, more real, more present. This is insane. Is it? Check your call queue. How many people are waiting to get through right now? I looked. Natalie had been screening calls all night. Our queue usually had maybe 20 or 30 people waiting. Now it showed 847 callers in queue and the names. The caller ID names. They weren't normal names. Catherine M., 1987. Robert C., 1992. Emma R., 2003. Thomas W., 1974. Dates. Years. Like, death dates. What's happening? I whispered. You're reaching them. The dead. The forgotten. The ones who died on Halloween. The ones who died in all the ways your callers have described. They're listening. And they want to tell their stories too. They want to be heard, acknowledged, remembered. I can't put dead people on my show. Why not? You've been doing it all night. Your callers aren't just telling stories. They're channeling. They're speaking for the dead, giving voice to the voiceless. That's what happens on Halloween. That's what your show has become. A bridge between the living and the dead. My hands were shaking. I need to end this. End the show. Right now. You can do that. But it won't stop what you've started. The bridge is open now. The dead know they can reach you. They'll keep calling. Every Friday. Every show. They'll keep trying to get through. To tell their stories. To be remembered. Then I'll cancel the show. Delete everything. Shut it down. You could. But you won't. Because you need to know. You need to understand. You need to witness. That's who you are, Josh Rivera. That's why I'm calling you. Because you're like me. A witness. Someone who sees. Someone who documents. Someone who can't look away. I looked at Natalie through the window. She was standing. Backing away from her computer. Staring at her screen. Shaking her head. What's wrong? I mouthed. She pointed at her screen. Then at me. Then at the door. I didn't understand. Then I saw it. On my own screen. The video feed from the hallway camera outside my apartment. Someone was standing outside my door. A figure. Tall. Wearing dark clothes. Facing the camera. No face. Just darkness where a face should be. Do you see him? The witness asked. Yes. That's one of them. The ones who've crossed over tonight. They know where you are now. Because I told them. Because you needed to see. To understand. To witness. Why would you do that? Because you needed proof. You needed something undeniable. Something that would make you believe. And now you have it. Now you know. This is real. All of it. The stories. The callers. The dead. They're real. And they're here. And they're listening. The figure outside my door raised its hand. Knocked. 3 slow knocks. Don't open the door, the witness said. Not yet. Not until you decide. Are you going to keep doing the show? Are you going to keep giving them voice? Or are you going to run? Hide? Pretend tonight never happened? I don't know. Then let me help you decide. Let me tell you one more thing. About who I am. About what I am. What are you? I was like you once. A podcaster. A storyteller. I hosted a show just like yours. 10 years ago. In Philadelphia. I took calls. I told stories. And on Halloween night 2015, I witnessed something I couldn't explain. Something that changed everything. And I tried to tell people. I tried to warn them. But no one believed me. They thought I was crazy. So I kept investigating. Kept documenting. Kept witnessing. Until I witnessed too much. Until I saw things I wasn't meant to see. And I got pulled through. To this side. To the in-between. Where I exist now. Watching. Witnessing. Unable to return. That won't happen to me. Won't it? You're already halfway there. You've already seen too much. Heard too much. Documented too much. The door is opening for you, Josh. Just like it opened for me. And once you cross through, there's no coming back. The knocking on my door got louder. Faster. More insistent. I'm hanging up, I said. I'm calling the police. They won't help you. They can't see what you see. They can't hear what you hear. You're alone in this. Just like I was. Just like everyone who witnesses eventually becomes. Goodbye, witness. This isn't goodbye. I'll be listening. Every week. Every show. Waiting to see what you do. Waiting to see if you keep the bridge open or if you let it close. I disconnected the call, ended the show, shut down the stream. But the knocking continued. I didn't open the door. I called the police, told them someone was outside my apartment, harassing me. They arrived 20 minutes later. Checked the hallway, found nothing, no one. No evidence anyone had been there. But I have the recording. The entire call, every word the witness said. And when I checked the audio later, I found something I didn't notice during the live show, in the background of his call, behind his voice. There were other voices. Dozens of them, hundreds, all whispering the same thing, over and over. Remember us. Remember us. Remember us. I took a week off from the show, told my audience I needed a break, that Halloween had been intense, that I needed to process. But the truth is, I don't know if I can do the show anymore, because I know now what it is, what it's become. A bridge between the living and the dead, a platform for the forgotten, for the ones who want to be remembered. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a terrible thing. The witness said I'm like him, that I'm becoming like him, that I'm witnessing too much, getting too close to the veil. Maybe he's right. Because every night since Halloween, I've had dreams. Dreams where I'm standing in that in-between place, where I can see everything, every Halloween, every horror, every death, every forgotten soul. And in the dreams, the witness is there, watching me, waiting. And he always says the same thing. Welcome, brother. Now you witness too. I'm writing this because I need advice. I need someone to tell me what to do. Do I keep doing the show? Keep giving voice to the dead? Keep building the bridge? Or do I shut it down? Delete everything? Try to forget? I'm posting this on Reddit because I don't know where else to turn. And because maybe, just maybe, someone else has experienced something similar. Someone else who witnesses, who documents, who can't look away. If you're out there, if you understand what I'm talking about, please reach out. Because I don't want to end up like the witness. Trapped in the in-between, unable to return. My name is Josh Rivera. I host a paranormal podcast called After Dark Radio. And on Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, I got a call that changed everything. A call from someone. Or something that claimed to be witnessing all of Halloween. Simultaneously. From a place between the living and the dead. I have the audio. I have the proof. But I don't know what to do with it. And I'm terrified that if I keep going, if I keep witnessing, I'll end up just like him. Trapped, forever, in the in-between. Please, if anyone has answers, if anyone understands, help me before it's too late. I've been a flight attendant for Delta Airlines for 11 years. I've worked domestic flights, international flights, red-eyes, holiday rushes. I've dealt with drunk passengers, medical emergencies, turbulence that made grown men cry. I thought I'd seen every possible situation that could happen at 35,000 feet. I was wrong. My name is Monica Reyes. I'm 36 years old. I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and I need to tell someone about what happened on Flight 2847 from Atlanta to Los Angeles on Halloween night, October 31st, 2025. Because I don't think the person who boarded that flight was human, and I don't think they ever got off. Flight 2847 was scheduled to depart at 10:45 p.m., red-eye to LAX, landing around 1:30 a.m. Pacific time. Halloween night red-eyes are usually quiet. Most people stay home for parties or trick-or-treating. Business travelers trying to get somewhere for meetings the next morning. That's about it. We had 147 passengers. Not full, but decent for a late-night flight. I was working in first class with my colleague, Jennifer. She's been flying for 8 years. Good friend, reliable. Not someone who panics easily. Boarding started at 10:15 p.m. Standard procedure. First class boards first, then main cabin by zones. We greeted passengers, helped with luggage, checked tickets. All routine. Around 10:35, most passengers were boarded. We were doing final checks, making sure seatbelts were fastened, tray tables up, carry-on stowed. That's when I noticed him. Seat 2A. First class. Window seat. I hadn't seen him board. And I'm always at the door during boarding. I see everyone who comes on. But somehow, he was already seated. He was wearing a dark suit. Black, well-tailored, white shirt. No tie. His face was unremarkable. Not handsome. Not ugly. Just average. The kind of face you'd forget immediately after seeing it. But something about him made me uncomfortable. The way he sat, completely still, hands folded in his lap, staring straight ahead, not looking at his phone, not reading, not fidgeting, just still. Sir? I approached him. Can I get you something to drink before takeoff? He didn't respond. Didn't even look at me, sir? Would you like water? Juice? Slowly, he turned his head. Looked at me. His eyes were gray. Flat gray, no warmth, no emotion, just empty. No, thank you, he said. His voice was monotone. Flat, all right. Let me know if you need anything. I walked away, shook off the weird feeling. Sometimes passengers are just tired, antisocial. Not everyone wants to chat with flight attendants. We finished pre-flight checks. Captain made his announcement. We pushed back from the gate at 10:50, 5 minutes late, but nothing major. Jennifer came up to me while we were taxiing. Did you see the passenger in 2A? Yeah, why? I don't remember him boarding. Do you? No. But we had a lot of people. Maybe we just didn't notice. Monica, I scan every ticket. Every single one. I didn't scan his ticket, and I know I didn't miss anyone. Maybe he boarded early. Pre-board assistance? I checked the manifest. No pre-boards in first class tonight. A chill ran through me. So how did he get on the plane? I don't know, but something's off about him. Did you see his eyes? Yeah, weird, right? More than weird. They looked dead. We took off at 11:02 p.m. Smooth takeoff. Clear skies. Captain said we'd have an easy flight. 3.5 hours to LAX. Once we reached cruising altitude, Jennifer and I started the first service. Drinks, snacks, the usual. I approached the man in 2A again. Can I get you something to drink, sir? He didn't look at me, just kept staring at the seat in front of him. Sir? I don't need anything. Are you sure? It's a long flight. You should stay hydrated. I don't need anything. His tone was so flat, so emotionless. Like a recording, I moved on. Served the other passengers. Everyone else was normal. Chatty, tired, some working on laptops, others watching movies. But the man in 2A didn't move, didn't watch anything, didn't eat, didn't drink, didn't use the bathroom. Just sat there. For hours. About 2 hours into the flight, somewhere over Texas, I was in the galley preparing more drinks. Jennifer came back looking pale. Monica, I need to show you something. What? Come to the back, now. We went to the rear galley. She pulled out her phone, opened a photo. I took a picture of the first class cabin, for Instagram. You know how I always post pictures of empty cabins at night. Makes them look peaceful, okay? Look at seat 2A. I looked at the photo. The cabin, dimly lit. Passengers sleeping or watching screens. Seat 2A was empty. That's impossible. He's sitting right there. I know, but look at the photo. I zoomed in. Seat 2A, no one there. Just an empty seat. Your camera must have glitched. That's what I thought. So I took another one. She showed me. Same thing, empty seat. Jennifer, this doesn't make sense. I know. So I went and looked at him, with my own eyes. He's still sitting there, but the camera doesn't see him. My stomach dropped. What are you saying? I don't know what I'm saying. But something is very, very wrong with that passenger. We decided to check the manifest, see if his name was on the list, if his ticket was in the system. Seat 2A was listed as occupied. No name. That's not how the system works. Every seat has a name. Every ticket has a passenger. There's no such thing as no name. Should we tell the captain? Jennifer asked. And say what? That we have a passenger who doesn't show up on camera and isn't in the system? We have to tell someone. Let's wait. Let's just watch him. Make sure he doesn't do anything. Do anything like what? I don't know, just watch him. Around 12:30 a.m., about an hour before landing, I went to check on the first-class cabin again. Most passengers were asleep. The cabin lights were dimmed, just the soft glow of a few reading lights and screens. The man in 2A was still awake, still sitting in the exact same position, hands folded. Staring ahead, I walked past him, tried not to look, but I felt him watching me. I turned. He was looking at me now. Those gray eyes, emotionless, empty. "Can I help you, sir?" I asked, trying to sound professional. "Do you know what day it is?" he asked. "It's October 31st, Halloween." "No. What day is it for me?" I don't understand." "Today is the day I died. 20 years ago, October 31st, 2005, Flight 2847, Atlanta to Los Angeles." My blood turned to ice. "What did you say?" "I died on this flight. This exact flight, 20 years ago tonight, and I've been flying it every year since. Waiting. Waiting for what? For someone to see me. For someone to acknowledge me. To remember what happened." I backed away slowly. I need to check something." I went to the galley, pulled up the airline database on my tablet, searched for Flight 2847. October 31st, 2005, and I found it. Flight 2847. Atlanta to LAX. October 31st, 2005. The flight crashed outside Albuquerque, New Mexico. Catastrophic engine failure. All 152 passengers and crew killed. No survivors. I read the passenger list. Names, ages, seat assignments. Seat 2A. Michael Corrigan, age 36. I looked at the photo attached to the manifest. Passenger identification, it was him. The man sitting in first class. Right now. He'd been on this flight 20 years ago. And he died when it crashed. But this flight, Flight 2847, we were on it right now, and it wasn't supposed to exist. I went to Jennifer, showed her what I'd found. She went pale. That flight crashed 20 years ago. Everyone died. This flight number was retired. It doesn't exist anymore. Then what flight are we on? I whispered. We looked at our tickets. Our crew assignments, Flight 2847, Atlanta to LAX, October 31st, 2025. Maybe they reused the number, Jennifer said, her voice shaking. Airlines do that sometimes, after enough time. Not Delta, not after a crash like that. They never reuse those numbers. Then what's happening? I didn't have an answer. I went back to the man. Michael Corrigan, the dead passenger, what do you want? I asked quietly, so the other passengers wouldn't hear. I want you to remember. The flight that crashed, the people who died. We were forgotten. The airline covered it up, made it disappear from records, paid families to stay quiet, erased us. That's not possible. Plane crashes don't just get erased. Look for yourself. Look for Flight 2847, October 31st, 2005. How many results do you find? I had already looked. There was only one entry. Deep in the old database. No news articles. No Wikipedia page. No memorial. Nothing. It was like it had been erased. Removed from history. Why? I asked. Why would they do that? Because it was their fault. Maintenance failure. They knew the engine was faulty. They flew it anyway. And we died because of it. So they buried us. Buried the truth. Made sure no one would ever know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I don't want your apology. I want you to remember. Tell people. Tell them what happened. Tell them we existed. That we mattered. I nodded. I will, I promise. He smiled. The first emotion I'd seen from him. Sad. Tired. Thank you. And then he was gone. Just gone. The seat was empty, like he'd never been there. We landed at LAX at 1:42 a.m., safe, no issues. The captain said it was one of the smoothest flights he'd ever flown. When we disembarked, I checked the manifest one more time. Seat 2A was listed as empty, like it had never been occupied. I asked Jennifer if she remembered the passenger. The man in the dark suit? She looked at me strangely. What man? First class wasn't full tonight. We only had 6 passengers, all in pairs. No one was sitting alone. Jennifer, you saw him. We talked about him. You took photos. Monica, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you feeling okay? I checked her phone. The photos she'd taken, the ones showing the empty seat, they were gone, deleted, like they'd never existed. I went home, did my own research, spent hours searching. Flight 2847, October 31st, 2005, Atlanta to Los Angeles. I found one article, in a small aviation safety database, barely a paragraph. Flight experienced mechanical failure during cruise. Incident resulted in fatalities. No details. No follow-up. No memorials. No lawsuits. 52 people died. And it was buried. I found a few names through old cached web pages, archive sites, people who'd posted about missing loved ones on forums back in 2005. Posts that were quickly deleted. Michael Corrigan was one of them. Age 36, business consultant, flying to LA for a meeting. He died on flight 2847, and the world forgot about him. Until Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, when he came back. On the anniversary, looking for someone to remember. I'm writing this because I made a promise. I told Michael Corrigan I would remember, that I would tell people. So I'm telling you. Flight 2847. October 31st, 2005, Atlanta to Los Angeles. Crashed outside Albuquerque. 152 people died. The airline covered it up, made it disappear, paid families, deleted records, erased the truth, but the dead remember. And on the anniversary, they come back. They board the ghost flight, the flight that doesn't exist, and they look for someone who can see them, someone who can tell their story. My name is Monica Reyes. I'm a flight attendant for Delta Airlines. And on Halloween night, I flew with a ghost. A man who died 20 years ago, who's been waiting, riding the same flight, every year. Looking for someone to remember, I remembered. I acknowledged him. And I'm telling his story. Michael Corrigan, age 36, seat 2A, died October 31st, 2005. Flight 2847. He mattered. They all mattered. The 152 people who died, they deserve to be remembered. Not erased, not forgotten, so I'm remembering them. And I'm asking you to remember them too. Flight 2847, October 31st, 2005. Never forget. I study film at NYU. I'm in my 3rd year. I want to be a cinematographer. I've been obsessed with cameras since I was a kid. How they capture light, how they freeze moments in time, how they show us things we'd never see otherwise. But after Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, I'm not sure I want to work with cameras anymore. Because I filmed something that wasn't meant to be filmed. Something that I don't even know how to describe it. But I have it on video. 43 seconds of footage that I can't explain, that no one can explain. My name is Alex Morrison. I'm 21 years old. I live in Brooklyn, and I need to tell someone what I saw through my camera on Halloween night, before I delete the footage, before I destroy my hard drive, before I convince myself to forget it ever happened. For my advanced cinematography class, we had an assignment. Shoot a short documentary about Halloween in New York City. Our professor wanted us to capture the energy of the night, the costumes, the crowds, the atmosphere, basic observational filmmaking. I decided to shoot in Washington Square Park. It's always packed on Halloween. Street performers, costume parades, thousands of people. Perfect for what I needed, I went alone. My friend Maya was supposed to come with me to handle sound, but she got sick last minute. I figured I didn't really need audio anyway. I'd add music in post, so I went solo. I got to the park around 9 p.m., set up my camera, a Canon C70, professional level stuff. We rent them from the university equipment room. I had a tripod, extra batteries, memory cards, everything I needed for a few hours of shooting. The park was insane. Packed. Every type of costume you can imagine. Music blasting from speakers. People dancing, drinking, laughing. Pure chaos. Beautiful chaos. I shot for about 2 hours. Got some great footage. Wide shots of the crowds. Close-ups of costumes. A guy doing fire breathing. A group doing a choreographed dance routine. Exactly what I needed. Around 11 p.m., I decided to pack up. I was tired, cold, and I had enough material to work with. That's when I saw her, a woman, standing at the edge of the fountain, away from the crowds, just standing there, completely still. She was wearing a vintage dress, 1920s style, black, with lace. Her hair was up in an old-fashioned style. Dark red lipstick. She looked like she'd stepped out of a period film. Great costume, I thought. She'd make a perfect shot. Contrast to all the modern costumes around her. I set my camera back up. Framed her in the shot. She was in profile, not moving, just staring at the fountain. I hit record. For about 10 seconds, nothing happened. Just her standing there. Beautiful composition. The fountain behind her, the crowds blurred in the background. Then she turned, looked directly at the camera, directly at me, and that's when I saw it. Through the viewfinder, her face changed, not gradually, instantly, like a switch flipped. 1 second, she looked normal, beautiful even, old-fashioned makeup, but normal. The next second, her face was wrong, decayed, rotting, gray skin hanging off bone, empty eye sockets. Jaw hanging open at an impossible angle. I jerked back from the camera, looked at her with my naked eyes. She looked normal again. Pretty. Smiling at me. I looked back through the viewfinder. Decayed. Skeletal. Wrong. What the fuck? I whispered. I stopped recording. Stepped away from the camera. My hands were shaking. The woman was still standing there. Still smiling. Normal, human, but the camera saw something else. Something underneath. I packed up fast, hands trembling, threw everything in my bag. I needed to get out of there. As I was leaving, I looked back. The woman was gone. Just gone. The spot where she'd been standing was empty. I practically ran out of the park, got on the subway, went straight home to my apartment in Bushwick. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about what I'd seen, what the camera had shown me. At 3 a.m., I finally worked up the courage to review the footage. I transferred the files from the memory card to my laptop. Found the last clip, the one of the woman, and I watched it. For the first 10 seconds, it's exactly what I saw in person. A beautiful woman in a vintage dress, standing by the fountain. Perfect composition. Great shot. Then she turns, looks at the camera, and her face changes. But not like I remembered. It's worse. In the footage, her face doesn't just decay. It shifts, flickers, like the image is corrupted. Like reality is glitching. For a fraction of a second, I see her as she really is. Or was. Skeletal. Dead. Mouth open in a silent scream. Then she's normal again. Then skeletal. Then normal. Flickering back and forth, and the audio. Even though I didn't have an external mic attached, the camera picked up audio. I heard her voice, whispering, "You weren't supposed to see me." Then the footage cuts to black. Just ends. Even though I know I recorded for a few more seconds before stopping. I've watched that clip maybe 50 times now, trying to make sense of it, trying to find a rational explanation, camera malfunction. But the rest of the footage from that night is perfect. No glitches, no corruption lighting issue, but the park was well lit. Multiple light sources. No reason for the image to distort like that. Post-production tampering. But I'm the only one with access to the files, and I haven't edited anything. I showed it to my roommate Ethan. He's not a film student. He works in finance. Very logical, very skeptical. He watched it. Didn't say anything for a full minute. Then. That's fucked up, man. What kind of effect did you use for that? I didn't use any effect. This is raw footage. Come on, you had to have done something. Faces don't just do that. I'm telling you, this is what the camera captured. I didn't touch it. He didn't believe me. Thought I was messing with him. Preparing some kind of Halloween prank video. But I wasn't. I did some research. Spent the entire next day, November 1st, looking through archives, old photos of Washington Square Park, historical records, trying to find anything that might explain what I'd filmed, and I found something. In 1924, exactly 101 years ago, a woman died in Washington Square Park, near the fountain. Her name was Catherine DeLuca. She was 27 years old. An actress. She was murdered by her boyfriend. Stabbed. Left to die. The case was never solved. Her boyfriend disappeared. She was buried in an unmarked grave in Queens. And in the photo I found, an old newspaper photo from 1924. She was wearing the exact same dress, the same hairstyle, the same makeup. It was her, the woman I filmed. I went back to the park the next night, November 2nd. I needed to see if she'd be there again, if I could film her again, if I could understand what happened. I brought my camera, set up in the same spot, waited. She didn't show up. I went back every night for a week. Same time, same location. Nothing. She only appeared on Halloween, October 31st, the anniversary of her death. And I was the only one who saw what the camera saw. The only one who saw through the illusion. Who saw what she really was, a ghost, walking among the living, pretending to be one of them. On the one night a year when the dead can blend in with the living, when no one would notice, I submitted my documentary for class. I included everything except that last clip, the one of Catherine. I couldn't show that. No one would believe it wasn't fake. And honestly, I didn't want to share it. It felt private, sacred almost, like I'd witnessed something I wasn't meant to witness. My professor loved the rest of the footage. Gave me an A. Said my observational skills were excellent, if only she knew what I'd actually observed. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. I've gone through all my footage from that night, every single clip, and I found something I didn't notice before. In the background of almost every shot, there are people who flicker, just like Catherine did, just for a frame or two. Their faces shift, change, decay, then back to normal. Not many. Maybe 1 in every 50 people. But they're there, dead people, walking among the living, on Halloween night, invisible to the naked eye, but visible to cameras, to technology, to machines that don't know how to be fooled by supernatural illusions. I counted them. In 2 hours of footage, I found 17 people who flickered, 17 dead people, wandering through Washington Square Park, dressed in costumes, blending in, pretending, and no one knew. No one saw them. No one suspected. Except my camera. I've been doing more research, looking into camera technology, digital sensors, how they work. Cameras capture light differently than human eyes. They see wavelengths we can't see. Infrared, ultraviolet. They process images mechanically, without the psychological filters that humans use. What if cameras see more than we do? What if they capture things our brains refuse to process? Things that violate our understanding of reality? What if on certain nights, like Halloween, when the barrier between the living and the dead is thin, cameras can capture both worlds simultaneously? The living and the dead, occupying the same space, visible in the same frame. I think that's what happened. I think my camera captured something that exists in a space between, something my eyes couldn't process. But the machine could. I've thought about releasing the footage, posting it online, letting people see what I saw, but I'm afraid. Not of being called a liar, not of being accused of faking it. I'm afraid of what might happen if the dead realize they've been filmed. If they know that someone, something, can see them. In that clip, Catherine whispers, "You weren't supposed to see me," like it's a violation. Like there are rules. Like the dead are allowed to walk among us on Halloween. But only if we can't see them. Only if they remain invisible. Like it's a violation. Like there are rules. Like the dead are allowed to walk among us on Halloween. But only if we can't see them. Only if they remain invisible. What happens if they know the rules have been broken? What happens if they know cameras can reveal them? Will they stop coming? Or will they do something else? Something worse? I'm writing this because I need to make a decision. Do I keep the footage? Do I delete it? Do I share it? I'm leaning toward deletion, toward pretending it never happened. But part of me, the filmmaker part, knows this is the most incredible thing I'll ever capture. 43 seconds of proof that the dead walk among us. That Halloween is more than just costumes and candy. That there's something real behind the folklore, the traditions, the fear. My name is Alex Morrison. I'm a film student at NYU. I'm 21 years old. And on Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, I filmed something I wasn't supposed to see. I filmed a ghost, walking among the living, visible only to my camera, only to technology, and I found 16 more in the background. 17 dead people, in 2 hours, in one park. How many are there in the whole city on Halloween night? How many dead walk among us, invisible, pretending to be alive? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know. I'm going to delete the footage. Tonight. I've made my decision. But before I do, I needed to tell someone. I needed to document what I saw, what I learned. If you're a filmmaker, if you shoot video on Halloween, watch your footage carefully, frame by frame. Look at the faces in the background. Look for the flickers, the glitches, the moments when the image doesn't quite make sense. You might see what I saw. You might see them. The dead, walking among us. On the one night they're allowed to cross over, and if you do, ask yourself, do you share it? Do you expose them? Do you break the rules? Or do you stay silent? Delete the evidence? Pretend you never saw? I've chosen silence. I've chosen to forget. But I wanted at least one person to know the truth before I erased it forever. The dead walk on Halloween. And cameras can see them. That's the truth. That's what I learned, and now I'm going to forget it. For my own safety. For my own sanity. Goodbye, Catherine DeLuca. I saw you. I acknowledge you. I remember you. But I won't share what I saw. I won't break the rules, rest in peace, and stay invisible. Listen, I don't know how to start this. I've typed it out and deleted it probably 10 times now. But I need to get it out there. I need someone to tell me they believe me. Or at least tell me I'm not completely losing my mind. My name is Deshawn Harris. I'm 29 years old. I work at a 24-hour gas station in rural Alabama, just outside Tuscaloosa. It's one of those places on a lonely stretch of highway. You know the type. Truckers stop here, late-night travelers, people passing through who need gas or coffee or cigarettes at 3 a.m. I work the overnight shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., 5 nights a week. It's not glamorous. The pay is shit, but it's quiet. Most nights I'm alone for hours. I stock shelves, clean, watch videos on my phone, wait for someone to pull up to the pumps. I've worked here for 2 years. I've seen weird stuff. Drunk people, high people, people having breakdowns. Once, a guy tried to rob us with a plastic toy gun. I've learned to expect the unexpected, but Halloween night, October 31st, 2025. What came into my store wasn't something I could have expected, not in a million years. The night started normal. I came in at 11. The evening shift guy, Marcus, gave me the rundown. Slow night, only about 15 customers all day. Register was balanced. Coffee was fresh, he left. I locked the door behind him. Standard protocol. After 11 p.m. we keep the door locked. Customers have to press the buzzer if they want to come inside. Most people just pay at the pump. The first few hours were dead. A trucker came in around midnight, bought coffee and beef jerky. A couple in a minivan stopped for gas around 1 a.m. That was it. I was watching a video on my phone when the buzzer rang. 2:17 a.m. I remember the exact time because I just checked to see how much longer until my break. I looked up at the security monitor. Shows the front entrance. There was someone standing at the door. A woman, wearing a white dress, long dark hair, Just standing there. I pressed the intercom. Can I help you? She didn't move. Didn't respond, ma'am. Do you need something? Still nothing. I figured maybe she couldn't hear me. The intercom's old. Sometimes it doesn't work right. So I walked to the door. She was still standing there, not moving, not looking at the camera, just staring at the glass. I unlocked the door, opened it. You okay, ma'am? You need help? She turned her head slowly, looked at me. Her face was wrong. Too pale, too smooth. Like wax in her eyes. There was something off about her eyes. They didn't reflect the light right. Can I come in? She asked. Her voice was flat, emotionless. Yeah. Sure. You need gas? Need to buy something? I need to come inside. Okay. Well, come on in. She stepped through the doorway, moved stiffly, like her joints didn't bend right. I closed the door behind her, locked it. She stood in the middle of the store, not looking at the products, not moving toward the counter, just standing there. You looking for anything specific? I asked. No. Okay. Well, let me know if you need help. I went back behind the counter, kept an eye on her. Something about her made me uncomfortable. The way she stood, the way she stared at nothing. She stayed in that spot for 5 full minutes. Didn't move, didn't blink. Then she spoke. What time is it? 22 a.m. What day is it? October 31st, Halloween. She smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was wrong, like her face didn't know how to make the expression. Good, she said. I'm on time. On time for what? She didn't answer, just walked slowly toward the counter, each step deliberate, mechanical. She stopped right in front of me, stared at me. You're alone, she said. Yeah, night shift. It's just me. That's good. That's what I was told. Told by who? The others. Okay, I'll be honest. At this point, I was getting freaked out. This woman was giving me serious bad vibes. I've dealt with tweakers before, people on meth or whatever, but this felt different. Ma'am, are you okay? Do you need me to call someone for you? I need you to let them in. Let who in? She pointed at the door. I looked at the security monitor. There were people outside. Maybe a dozen of them, all standing in a line, all wearing white, all completely still. What the hell? I whispered. They're waiting, the woman said. You have to let them in. It's time. Time for what? Who are these people? They're not people. Not anymore. We're echoes, remnants. We come back on this night, every year, looking for passage. Passage to where? To the other side. We're trapped, between. We need someone to open the door, to invite us through. That's the rule. We can't cross unless we're invited. My hands were shaking. I'm not inviting anyone. You need to leave. All of you. She tilted her head. You already did. You let me in. You invited me. That means you have to let the others in too. That's how it works. No, I didn't invite you. You just asked to come in and I stopped. I had said yes. She'd asked if she could come in. And I'd said yes. Oh my God. She smiled again. That wrong smile. Open the door. I backed away from the counter. I'm calling the police. They won't come in time. And even if they do, they can't help you. We'll be inside by then. All of us. I'm not opening that door. You don't have to. I'm already inside. And that means the threshold is broken. They can come in now, whether you unlock it or not. As she said that, the door handle started to turn. It was locked. I'd locked it myself. But it was turning. The door opened, and they came in, one by one, slowly, all wearing white, all moving with that same stiff, mechanical walk. Men, women, old, young. Some looked like they'd been dead for years. Skin gray, sunken eyes. Others looked almost normal, almost alive. But all of them had that same empty stare, that same wrongness. They filled the store, stood in the aisles, between the shelves, all of them staring at me. I grabbed my phone, tried to dial 911. My hands were shaking so badly I dropped it. It clattered to the floor behind the counter. What do you want? I asked, my voice cracked. What do you want from me? The first woman, the one I'd let in. She spoke. We want to be remembered. That's all. We were forgotten. Left behind, no graves, no markers, no one to mourn us. We died on this highway. Car accidents, breakdowns, left to die in the heat, in the cold, and no one remembered. No one cared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you. But I can't help you. Yes, you can. You're alive. You're here, on this night, at this place, where we died, where we were forgotten. You can bear witness. You can remember us. That's all we ask. I don't understand. Say our names. We'll tell them to you, one by one. Say our names. Acknowledge that we existed, that we were real, that we mattered, and then we can rest. We can finally cross over. I didn't know what else to do. These things, these people, whatever they were, they surrounded me, filled the store. I couldn't run, couldn't fight, couldn't call for help. So I did what they asked. The first woman spoke. My name was Catherine Mills. I died here in 1987. My car broke down. I tried to walk for help. It was summer. 103 degrees. I collapsed 2 miles down the road. They didn't find my body for 3 days. Catherine Mills, I repeated, my voice shaking. I remember you, she smiled. A real smile this time, genuine, sad, and she faded, like smoke. Gone. The next one stepped forward. A man, middle-aged, wearing a suit. My name was Robert Chen. I died here in 1992. Heart attack. Pulled over to the shoulder. Died in my car. No one stopped. No one checked. I sat there for 6 hours before someone called it in. Robert Chen. I remember you. He faded. One by one, they came forward. Told me their names. Told me how they died. Forgotten. Alone. On this stretch of highway, and one by one I said their names. Acknowledged them. Remembered them. It took hours. Maybe a dozen of them. Maybe more. I lost count. My voice was hoarse by the end. Tears running down my face. Each story more tragic than the last. The last one was a child. A little girl, maybe 7 years old. My name was Emma Rodriguez. I died here in 2003. Our car crashed. My parents died too, but they were buried. They had funerals. I was in the back seat. They forgot about me. They didn't find me for 2 weeks. No one claimed my body. I was buried in a county grave. No marker. No name. I could barely speak. Emma Rodriguez. I remember you. She smiled. Thank you. And she faded. The store was empty again. Just me. Alone. The sun was starting to rise. 10:47 a.m. I'd lost almost 5 hours. I looked around. Everything was normal. Products on shelves. Coffee maker running. Register closed. No sign that anyone had been there. But my phone had a voice memo running. I didn't remember starting it, but it was there. 5 hours and 13 minutes of audio. I played it back. Every word. Every name. Every story. All recorded. It was real. It had happened. When my replacement came in at 7 a.m., I didn't say anything. Just clocked out. Went home. I called in sick for the next 3 nights. Couldn't face going back. But when I finally returned to work, November 4th, there was something new in the store. On the wall behind the counter, someone had put up a small plaque. Metal. Engraved. It said, "In memory of those lost on Highway 82, 1987-2003. May they rest in peace." And below that, a list of names. Catherine Mills, Robert Chen, Emma Rodriguez, all of them. Every single one who'd come into the store that night. I asked my manager about it. He said it had always been there. Been there for years. But I know it hadn't. I worked here for 2 years. I'd never seen that plaque before Halloween night. I did some research. Looked up the names. Every single one was real. Real people who died on Highway 82. Exactly how they said. Catherine Mills. Died of heat exposure 1987. Robert Chen. Heart attack in vehicle, 1992. Robert Chen. Heart attack in vehicle, 1992. Emma Rodriguez. Car accident victim, 2003. Buried in county cemetery with no marker. All of them real. All of them forgotten. Until Halloween night, October 31st, 2025, when they came back. Looking for someone to remember? I don't know who put that plaque up. Maybe it was always there and I just never noticed. Maybe something changed that night. Maybe by remembering them, by saying their names, I made them real again. Real enough to be honored, I don't know. But I know this. I still work that overnight shift, and I'm not scared anymore. Because if they come back next Halloween, I'll be ready. I'll remember them again. Say their names again. Everyone deserves to be remembered. Even the forgotten. Even the ones left behind. My name is Deshawn Harris. I work at a gas station in rural Alabama. And on Halloween night, I met the ghosts of Highway 82. They weren't there to hurt me. They weren't there to scare me. They just wanted someone to know they existed. To acknowledge that their lives mattered. That their deaths mattered. And I did that. I gave them that. If you work alone at night, if you're on a lonely road, on a long stretch of highway where people have died, pay attention. Listen, remember, because the forgotten ones, they're still out there, waiting for someone to acknowledge them. And on Halloween night, they come back looking for witnesses, looking for someone to say their names. Don't be afraid. Just remember them. That's all they want. That's all any of us want, really. To be remembered.